Hello everyone, it is Friday, July 16th, 2021. Of course, Wednesday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now it is time for the new comic book video. It was a pretty large week for books because quite frankly, with my new work schedule this past 8 days, I didn't have a day off. I worked 8 days in a row. And when I got off work, I just was not interested in doing anything but coming home because my shifts are 10 and 12-hour shifts. So let's jump right into the books, shall we? First book I picked up, Thor, number 15. Now, some of these may have been issued last week because I wasn't able to pick everything up, but we have Thor 15. Really cool cover there with Captain America. As we all know, he is worthy to pick up that hammer. New Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, number 1, second print. Daredevil 31. Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. This is first print right here, number 4. And then if you know me, my Joker there is an Arkham Joker, or, Arkham Asylum type style Joker. And the Joker issue number 5 came out. It does feature a punchline, but this is talking about everyone remembers their first night in Arkham. And that is the perfect Joker, in my opinion. That is what the Joker should be. Evil, deranged, mentally ill. That's the Joker. They got him all chained up right there. And it kind of matches my Joker right there. So I saw this, and that was a definite no-brainer. It's a no-brainer anyways, but because of the style of the Joker, the fact that it says Arkham on the cover, I picked up a couple of those just because it was really cool. And that was it for the mainstream, Marvel DC. As you know, if you know anything about comics, and I know all of my viewers do, the big money or the big sales recently in the last few months has all been independent stuff, whether it's something that's killing the children, stray dogs, things of that nature. So we'd always talked in the past, or I have mentioned in the past, that if you have a storyline, and the big books, issue number 1, issue 50, issue 100. If you see those books, pick a copy up because that's considered a milestone, and they usually have a good resale secondary market for those of you who are looking to do that right away. So this is exactly one of those things we're talking about. My Little Pony, number 100. It is a 100 issue. There is a huge following for My Little Pony. So that's pretty much just going to be money in the bank. Because honestly, how many people bought My Little Pony? So how many issue 100s are actually out there? Next up, from Abstract Studio, this is Serial, number 5. I am loving this storyline. And again, this is another one of those small independent books that holding their value. I think a number 1 goes for anywhere from like $15 to $20. But still, for a book that's only been out a short time, that's a nice return on a person's dollar if that's what they're doing. Next up, last issue of Ha Ha. Ha Ha was a 6-part series, I believe. And this is issue number 6. It's kind of, the first issue is kind of the same thing. This is the last issue. I hope this issue is better than, the other issues that came out. Like we stated, started off really good with issue number 1, was really nice. Issue 2 was a pretty solid issue as well. 3, 4, and 5, garbage. Hated it. So I'm hoping it ends strong on 6. But issues 1 and 2 were really good. I hope 6 there. So what you're going to get is basically 50% of the storyline that was good. Now, these were just independent stories, so it's not like it's running together. But I like to read a good story, and unfortunately, issues 3, 4, and 5 were not that good. I'm hoping it ends with a bang. Cover A, I'll show that one more time. Cover A. Cover B. And cover C, which is kind of cool looking right there. Next up, Nottingham, number 1. All the different prints are coming out. This is a 5th print, number 1. And if you are not buying the multiple printings of these books due to you just don't like them, or it's something that you don't want to do, something that you don't believe in, I got one word for you: early issues of Something is Killing the Children. Those earlier issues, especially the multi-copy ones, the multi-print runs, money in the bank. Issue number 2, this is a 4th print. issue number 2. I believe this is a third print. Issue 4, second print. And again, earlier issues of this, they didn't make a ton of them. They were, very, very hard to find. That's why if you look at first prints, especially the earlier issues of the first prints, big money. Our next book up is a book that was on my pick list a long time ago. The first issue was really good. This sells pretty good right now. This is from Aftershock, Bunny Mask, number 2. There's that. There's the old bunny mask right there. Good story. Looking forward to reading this. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to read anything because, like I stated, just been super, super busy. Next up, another storyline for Kanto. I love Kanto. It was one of my picks, and I've talked about that storyline. Really good story. This is Kanto 3. This is Lionhearted. Right there. How can you not love that little warrior right there? And again, unlike a lot of the stories, every one of these storylines has been really, really good in its own right. And so I'm excited to read that one because, again, it's just a character that you like, and it is in talks for development. And so I would love to watch a show like that. Next up from AWA, this is Fight Girls number 1. This will be a 5-part series. Next up from Top Cow, which is an offshot of Image. This is A Man Among Ye. It's a pirate storyline. I've talked about this a few times. Issue number 5. This is another storyline that's really, really good, and one that I look forward to when the books come out right there. There we go. From Aftershock, a book that sold really well. This is Beyond the Breach, number 1. Bad Idea, which came out with, ENIAC and some of the other ones that, Tankers came out with those storylines. They had the last group of books that they were going to do. We discussed this, that I wasn't going to pre-order a bunch of books. They wanted you to pay $128 to get the next releases of their books going down the road. But they wouldn't tell you what the books were. So I stated at that time in the video, I am not going to spend money on something that I don't know what I'm buying. I don't want to buy, spend a bunch of money and then get some, cheesy storyline where a guy's standing behind a, pumping gas all night. And so I just thought, you know what? I got the books from Bad Idea. I'm not going to get anything else. I'm not going to worry about it. But one of my local shops, Cosmic Comics, had some of the Bad Idea books for the new issues, for the new releases, and I picked some up. This is, the first one they had was a one-shot, Sleigh Bells, a Christmas storyline. I read this one, really, really funny. I thought it was pretty good, but there's that there. Sleigh Bells, number 1. I think they kind of had an expensive price on it though, too. I think this was like a $7 book. It was. The one I am looking forward to reading, also from Bad Idea, this is The Lot right here. It's a horror-themed book. I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but I am looking forward to reading that one there. And apparently there are some other books that are coming out from Bad Idea, and we will see what they do with that. And now finally, the book that kind of went under the radar, that everybody tried to jump on, is a book that is by Virus, I believe is the name of the company, but it is also offshot of Heavy Metal, the magazine, and that is Never Never, number 1. This apparently is a darker telling of a Peter Pan. You can kind of see the, TikTok, the alligator right there, and some of the Lost Boys, sitting around there. So I am anxious to read this one because Peter Pan was always kind of you could twist that to be real dark. So I'm anxious to see how they're going to play that one out. So that's all I picked up. It was enough right now for me. The show, I also picked up some of the, a few copies of some of the books. So it was, multiple copies of a few books. So there was that. Now, I got a question from a viewer talking about supplies and how the cost of things are going up and what my thought was on that. Now, if you are living in this country, because I have a lot of international viewers, so I appreciate all of my viewers, especially ones who take the time to watch this video from other parts of the world. So, thank you for doing that. And I'm sure that they're being affected by, the pandemic, the end results of the pandemic. And so, gas has been going up. We're $3.90 a gallon here in Las Vegas for gasoline. Food is going up. Any type of service, any type of, household needs, goods are going up. And it didn't miss the hobby industry as it relates to, sports cards, hobby cards, non-sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, holders, whatever. And the same goes for comic books. The cost of bags and boards have gone up tremendously. The cost of storage boxes has gone up completely. You can see the drawer boxes behind me. I used to buy those drawer boxes in the $14.90 range. Those are sitting up over $20-something now. The cost of a short box, a regular short box, I was able to pick those up usually $5.99. Those are sitting over $10 now. And if you look at some of the short boxes, they have cut the size. If a short box was 3 feet, it is now 2.5 feet. They're taking inches off of the short box. So you're not even getting the same product for the price that you're paying. Now, this might not affect a lot of people. If you are a collector who buys just a DC book, you like Batman, you like the Joker, Wonder Woman, whoever, and that's what you buy. You go in every week and you buy your Joker book, or you buy, 3 or 4 books a week because A, that's all you want to read, or that is where your financial ability is at this time in your life, and that's fine. So you can buy a pack of boards, 100 boards. Now, I used to buy 100 boards. It would cost me $9.99 for a pack of 100. They're now sitting in the $11.99 to $13.99 range. So that goes up. You're talking about, I would buy, bags here. You can see this here. This bag was $5.99 for a pack of 100 of the current BCW bags. That's what I use. I use the BCW comic care bags, and I use the BCW boards. But now those same bags are now going upwards of $7.99 to $8.99. Now you may not think 30 cents, $3 is a lot, but you know what? When you go from 10 cents a board to 13 or 14 cents a board, that starts adding up when you start talking about double and triple boarding books. Now, I'm not going to stop boarding and securing the books that I do because the cost factor goes up, but it might limit my ability to buy certain books once in a while if I have to go and buy 300 or 400 boards to stock everything up. So it's just the nature of the beast now. Stuff never goes down in price. Gas goes up and down, but once the industry realizes that you can get $13.99 for a pack of 100 boards, they're going to stay at $13.99. So those days of $9.99 or buying book things for under $10 is done. So if you're out and about in your local, comic shop and you see, bags and boards that are still relatively, priced, what's the word I'm looking for? Reasonably priced bags and boards, buy them, because they're only going to go up. So you'll save money in the long run if you do that. So there's a toy convention in town this weekend. I'm not going to go to it because I'm not a big toy guy. But I mean, they always say they have some comic books there, but it's $20 and you have to fight downtown to get down there. I'm not really big into fighting downtown to go look at some toys, or on the off shot that I might find a book here and there. And there's not really anybody there. It's called Toycon, I think it is. And it's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, today, tomorrow, and Sunday in downtown. But the traffic right now down there is so bad because of road construction. It's just an aggravation and a headache that I just don't want to do. Now, as it relates to my job, again, I'm just super tired. It's been a really, really long 8 days for me. But it looks like my days off are going to remain Thursday and Friday, which means I am going to be able to continue doing my videos consistently on Friday. I'm also going to incorporate a few other things into the videos. I'm not going to show anything old today because I don't have the the time to do it. I couldn't pull anything out. I just wanted to get the video done and to put it up there. So again, not one of my best videos, but not certainly one of my worst videos, just a tired video. So again, hopefully if nothing changes moving forward, my days off will stay the same. I'll be able to get those videos out weekly like I was in the past, and then start incorporating some other things in there. So that's pretty much all we have. In the next few days, I'm hoping, if I get home in time, to do a hot pick video. People have been asking for a hot pick video. Again, people sit there and they send me messages and they say, hey, you know what, you pick positive stuff more than you pick negative stuff. And some of the stuff that people consider negative, I know dark red was one of those. Leave on the light was one that I was real big on. Those might not have done anything right this minute, but I do know that Leave on the Light is being talked about for a possible Netflix show. And then dark red, I said, was too close to a True Blood style storyline down south. So we'll see what happens with that. But both of those are really good reads, especially dark red. I enjoyed the dark red storyline. So pretty much that's all we have. So I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to my rambling video, and I will see you in a couple of days with a hot pick video, and I'll see you then.